Michelle here. Welcome to my channel. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, my name is Michelle, like I said, with one L. I am a mother of 3 adult children, 2 girls and a boy. My son is married, and y'all, guess what? I'm even a grandmother. Yes, I know, right? I have a blog channel, I have an Instagram and Snapchat. The links will be in the description below, and go over there and follow me. No pressure though. I started liking true crime at about age 15. I was working for a lady at the church. She did floral arrangements, so I would help her with her business. But I started to really like the family, and they accepted me like one of their own daughters. I call her Mama Vivian. Hey girl, hey, if you're watching this. So I would help her with the floral arrangements, but when we weren't working, we would actually be watching true crime. And at first I was bothered by this. I'm like, this is depressing. This is a downer. This is all about death all the time. If you're being around somebody a long time and it's her house, I can't tell her what to watch. I started liking it, and I started really getting into the shows. That's where my love for true crime came. So thanks, Viv. I want to give a disclaimer before I get started that will always be in the description box from here on out. I don't mean any disrespect to the victims, the survivors, or their families. All the information I have found on the internet. I have done my best to research and give accurate information. However, I am only human. So if I make a mistake on a date, or some of the events were in wrong order, that means my sources were wrong, I apologize. Just kindly correct me in the comments. So this video deals with child abuse, and it may not be suitable for everyone. So if this is a trigger for you, then maybe just wait until my next video. So we're going to be talking about Michelle Angela Blair, which is also known as the Detroit Freezer Mom. I don't know why I picked someone with my same name, but I'm Michelle with one L. Hers has 2, so there's a difference. So Michelle Angela Blair was born May 10th, 1979 in Michigan. I cannot find a whole lot about her upbringing or stuff like that. What I did find was her father was not around, and she did not have a good relationship with her mother. And her mother's friend sexually abused her. So when she finally told her mother didn't do anything about it. She basically said, there's nothing I can do about it now. And y'all, I have this energy drink. Is it an energy drink? I don't know, but it's kombucha. I can't even say it. My daughter, my youngest daughter, she's vegan. She swears by these. So she said, Mom, try this one. It smells good. I like ginger. No, ma'am. That ain't happening. So anyway, when your child tells you things, listen. I don't know about y'all, but if my kid was to tell me somebody was touching him, I don't care if it's baby daddy, husband, dad, cousin, uncle, aunt, I don't care what. I'm gonna investigate it. I'm not just gonna say, well, there's nothing I can do about it now. No. So big fail. So Michelle had her first kid at the age of 18, and she had a total of 4 children over the years. She was on welfare. She was struggling. She asked for help for her family, and no one would help her. So she was struggling, as they usually do on welfare. So she had 2 baby daddies for her 4 children, but they weren't in the picture. Now let's fast forward years ahead. Michelle was described as a nice, friendly person. The neighbors and everyone said that the kids were polite and respectful. However, in 2002 and 2005, she was investigated for child abuse. So when they came out, all they did was send her to counseling. Big fail. So she was very abusive to her children. She took out her frustrations, her money issues, you know, and just the issues of life on her kids. And I won't go into detail about everything that she did to them because they are children. But you can look it up yourself. It's pretty graphic, but she would beat them with extension cords, wood. From time to time, she would burn them with the iron. In 2015, she was being evicted from her low-income housing. She was behind on her rent, $2,206, and they were there to serve an eviction. Now, let's go back. Before, the neighbors did notice that the children weren't around, but she would always say that oh, they're visiting aunt's house, or they don't like coming outside. Which, okay, yeah, the generation now, it's always inside because they're on their technologies. My day, we were always outside. We were outside and had to be back in when the street light came back on. That's the generation I grew up in. But these kids now, I get that. But to not even see a kid coming in and out to get in the car to go to the store, not seeing them at all, that's kind of strange. So March 24th, 2015, they were there to serve the eviction notice, and they got there, knocked on the door. Michelle wasn't home. I read two different articles. One said that she was babysitting a friend's kids. Another article said that she was just out visiting friends. Regardless, she wasn't home. So they went in because they were there to kick her out. So they went in to start the eviction process, and when they walked in, y'all, when I say filthy, the place was a mess. It was food and garbage on the floor. Clothes were everywhere. Things were just in disarray. I'm telling y'all, if I had a friend whose house looked like this, I would be like that SpongeBob meme, I'ma head out. But I would head out before I sat down. So anyway, this house was just deplorable. It was just nasty. They described the condition as barely livable. So as they were hauling stuff out, they came across a freezer, which was in the living room, I believe, and they opened it to see what was in it. And to their surprise, there were two bodies in plastic bags. The police were called. Michelle was arrested. Apparently, she didn't resist arrest. The other children were placed in protective custody. The bodies took 3 days to thaw. Y'all, why am I trying this again? But I told my daughter I would give it a chance because she swears by these. She says that they're wonderful. Not sponsored at all. Disgusting. Oh. That's bad. Now, Michelle didn't deny any of these charges. She admitted it. She was not remorseful for what she did. Matter of fact, she said that she would do it again. But first, she was charged with child abuse because they were waiting on the bodies to thaw. So let's back up to 2012 because she killed her children within a year apart. August 30th, 2012 was the day that Stephen died. Now, she said that she killed both of her children because they abused her younger child. Now, I don't know about you guys, and I wasn't there in the situation, only God knows. And I'm not saying they did, I'm not saying they didn't, but there have been adults who have been interviewed by the police and who have admitted to crimes that they didn't commit because of the police interrogation. So these are children, and if you're already being abused, I don't know what was said, I'm just saying. This is a child. So she claims that Stephen and Stoney were sexually abusing her youngest child. The day all this came to her attention, she said, she asked Stephen, and Stephen admitted to doing these things. The youngest one, which they said his name was Matthew, but then another article said Michael, so I'm not sure. She was asking the little one what was going on, and the little one said every night, because they had bunk beds, the boys, and every night Stephen would come down, he would assault him, and then he would pee on him. Michelle said, this has been going on a while, so she just thought that the youngest one was a bedwetter. But now that she found this out, she was enraged. And she got so upset that she put a bag over Stephen's head. Y'all, when I researched this story, I was in tears. I was sick to my stomach. So she put a bag over Stephen's head to suffocate him, and she put a belt around his neck. She also punched him multiple times, and she poured hot water because she said in their complex, the faucet water would get scalding hot. So she took hot water, deliberately took hot water and poured it on his genital area until his skin fell off. Y'all. And she also made him drink Windex. Now, she said she did that because Stephen made her youngest son drink Windex. Not an excuse. I'm sorry. But she also said that she didn't intend to kill him. You do all these things to your kid and you don't expect him to die? He passed away, and she put his favorite blanket around him and put him in the freezer in her house. And she made her oldest daughter help. The therapy that kid's gonna have. Yeah. So then a year later, the 25th of May, 2013, I guess she was having the same conversation again with the youngest son, and the youngest kid was saying that Stoney was abusing him as well. Now, I don't know the thought process of that kid, But we all know kids lie, but the kid could be telling the truth. That's why I said, I don't know, I wasn't there. I'm not saying it was true or not. She definitely did not handle it the correct way. But if a kid, I don't know, I can't explain the thought process of a kid because they're young and they're naive and they're not fully grown yet. So maybe he was saying these things because he didn't want to get abused anymore and he seen the abuse going to someone that wasn't him. So he just continued on. I don't know. But the night that she killed Stoney, she found out, she said that Stoney was doing the same thing to her youngest son. Now, when she found out, when Michelle found this out, she repeatedly punched and kicked her 13-year-old daughter. Grown woman fighting their 13-year-old daughter. And she said, and I quote, "I assaulted her each and every time she told me what she did to him." Now, she put a bag over her head until she lost consciousness. She threw scalding hot water on her. She hit her in the head and back, the tailbone, multiple times. I'm not going to play the whole thing. If you guys want to hear it and watch it, it's online. Sorry, y'all, my battery died. I'm trying because I said I would. It doesn't get any better. Have y'all tried these? Do y'all actually like them? So anyway, I'm not gonna play the whole video. It was very disturbing and crazy to hear in her own words exactly what she did to these poor babies. So she said she meant to kill Stoney and that she would do it again. Now that's 2012. They did not discover their bodies until 2015. Which she continued to collect government benefits for these kids, even though they were no longer around. And where were the fathers? Where were the fathers, right? She had two baby daddies, Stephen Barry and Alexander Dorsey. Now, I don't know about you. My son, he's grown and married, right? And he no longer lives with me. But if I don't hear from him after about a week or two, I'm texting him, hey, what's going on? You know, how are things? How are you okay? There's no way I'm gonna let 2 years go by and not hear from my kid. And he's an adult. My two girls still live with me, but I'm just saying, I'm not gonna let 2 years go by and not hear a word, not see a picture on social media. There's no way. So deadbeat dads. Definitely. So Michelle was arrested and she said, yeah, I did these things. And at first, they only charged her with child abuse. She just wanted to plead guilty and have the matter finalized. But there's a process that the court systems must go through. So they had to evaluate her to see if she was competent enough to stand trial. And they said that she was in her right mind. Well, not in her right mind, but she clearly knew what she was doing. She didn't want a trial. She pled guilty and accepted life in prison for what she had done. So Michelle was charged with 2 counts of felony murder, 2 counts of premeditated murder, and 1 count of torture. I can't with this. I keep saying I can't, but then yet I pick up the bottle. Y'all, I must like torture. I don't like torture. So she pleaded guilty and like I said, and accepted life in prison for her actions. She asked for the death penalty in 1963. In Michigan, they banned the death penalty, so she would just have to sit in jail and rot the rest of her life. So after she pled guilty, she said, I'm gonna look down and read because I'm quoting her word for word. I don't have any remorse for what I did. I did it because she, meaning Stoney, her daughter, didn't have any remorse to what she did to my son. As a matter of fact, she called them demons and she disowned them.
Man, I don't regret none of this. I don't regret any of it. It's my son, that's my baby. There's no way that his brother and sister should know what he feels like inside. There's no way.
Understood.
I don't feel no remorse for the death of them demons.
Okay, all right. I'm going to accept the plea unless either counsel's dissatisfied. Oh.
Her rights to her 2 surviving children were terminated and they went to live with family members. On July 17, 2015, Michelle was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Good. Yeah. So tell me, you guys, what do you think about this story? I mean, the system definitely failed big time. Family members should have stepped in. Somebody should have called. Matter of fact, I forgot to mention that there was a teacher who did miss Stoney, the daughter, being around, and I don't know whether he knew abuse was happening or not. I don't know, but he called Child Protective Services. He said he actually wished he would have taken a step further. When he called CPS, they told him, and I quote, "In the state of Michigan, a lack of school attendance is not neglect." I'm sorry, but it is. So I wanted to read what the judge said to her before they gave her life in prison. The judge said, "As a mother, one of your primary responsibilities was to protect your kids. And in that respect, you failed in the worst possible way. Thankfully, the house of horrors that you created is no longer in existence." They called her house the House of Horrors. That's horrible. And in addition to that, the judge said, "You imposed the death penalty on your own children." And Michelle just said, "I did." Like, I did. What you gonna do about it? When you going to jail, that's what you gonna do about it for the rest of your life. You will never see the light of day. So in prison, Michelle has been having trouble there. Child abusers, child murderers, whatever, do not get treated well, which good. She shouldn't be treated well. What she did was unspeakable, unthinkable, was horrible. I can't imagine harming my child in that way. But anyway, she has been just causing trouble, you know, off the hook. She has been known to throw feces and urine at inmates and other guards, and in 2016 she was seen in court again, and more charges were put on her for assault to another prisoner. And I guess she's living a life like, I'm here for the rest of my life, I have nothing to lose. I mean, yeah, this is crazy. Tell me what you guys think about this. Have you guys heard about this? Because I haven't. I didn't hear about it in 2015 when it happened. I'm just now finding out about it. Yeah, it's crazy. And like I said, if you want more details that I did not give, you could definitely look it up on your own, because she did some horrible things to them. Horrible things. So the older daughter went on to graduate high school, and I couldn't find a picture of either older or the younger, which is good. Protect their identity, you know, because there's always curious people that are going to want to see and whatever. But I hope they live a good life. I hope they get the therapy they need, which I'm sure they probably gonna have to have therapy for the rest of their lives. I would if I was in that situation, especially if I was the younger one, and knowing that, you know, I lied and I caused this, which I'm not saying he lied, I'm just saying, you know. So yeah, tell me guys what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. Also, give me ideas for other stories you guys want me to talk about. I'm not gonna really talk about any of the big, huge serial killers like Ted Bundy, and those are big, huge things that we know about. Charles Manson, stuff like that. Those are huge crimes that I think the world knows, maybe. If not the world, then America. Small crimes, you know, disappearances. So leave me a comment down below if there's anything you want me to talk about, and I'll research and we'll see. We'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe. Follow me on my other socials if you guys want to see me, my life and stuff like that. So yeah, you guys, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.